Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to really challenge, how we think about our toughest emotions. We're diving into this powerful idea from a text on healing that asks, what if your rage, what if your shame, weren't actually your enemies? What if they were trying to be your guides?
So let's just start right there with that huge question. Think about it. It could change everything. Instead of always fighting our pain, pushing it down, trying to make it go away, what if we actually learned how to listen to it?
All right, so first up, let's talk about two emotions that, well, let's be honest, most of us have a really complicated relationship with. I know I do, and those are rage and shame.
So on one side, you've got rage, that fire inside that society is constantly telling us we need to put out. And then on the other, you have shame, that heavy, heavy cloak that just whispers in your ear that you're not good enough. From the time we're kids, we're basically taught that these huge feelings are not just inconvenient, they're fundamentally wrong.
And look, this isn't just something we imagine. It's a message that comes at us from everywhere, our families, school, all of culture. We literally learn to be afraid of parts of our own human experience. We learn to cut ourselves off from the very signals our bodies are sending to try and protect us.
So what happens when we do that? When we bury these emotions deep down inside? Do they just disappear? Well, the text we're drawing from today argues, absolutely not.
It explains that this buried rage, it doesn't just go away. It actually metastasizes. That fire, with nowhere to go, turns inward. It starts to smolder as this constant anxiety or a simmering resentment toward everything and everyone, or maybe just a deep, profound exhaustion that no amount of coffee or sleep can seem to fix.
And shame, wow, shame has its own kind of devastating power, doesn't it? It's that voice in your head that insists you're broken, that your pain is somehow all your fault. And that story can be so convincing that it completely silences us. It stops us from ever reaching out for the help and the healing we absolutely need and deserve.
Okay, so this brings us to the absolute core idea of this whole explainer. It's this radical reframing of these so-called negative emotions. What if they weren't monsters we had to go slay? What if they were actually messengers we just needed to listen to? Like red flags coming from our very soul, just trying to get our attention. So the source gives us this powerful new way to look at rage. It's not just about being mad. No, it's a sacred signal. It's the voice of grief that's been silenced for way too long. And it's rising up to tell you, hey, something vital, your boundaries, your values, your very self has been violated.
And what about shame? Well, it's not a reflection of who you really are. It's not the truth. It's a story, a toxic one, usually handed to us by someone else, that we've been carrying around. It loves the dark, it thrives in silence, but it cannot survive in the light of truth. And the truth is, you are worthy, you are whole, and you are not broken.
This slide right here is so incredibly powerful because it shows us exactly how to make this change in our own heads. Just look at the difference. The old story of rage says, I am out of control. The new message says, a boundary of mine has been crossed. The old shame story is, I am unworthy. The new message, this story is not mine to carry. This isn't just playing with words, it's a total revolution in how we see ourselves. We're moving from blaming ourselves to this powerful self-awareness.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? How do we start listening to these messages? Well, this next part is all about the practical how-to, about turning inward with genuine curiosity instead of that old automatic fear.
So the next time you feel that fire of rage starting to rise up, just try this. Instead of clamping down on it or lashing out, just take a breath and ask yourself these 3 questions. This isn't about justifying anything, it's about understanding. It's like you're an investigator trying to find the source of the fire, not just trying to stomp it out.
And when that familiar whisper of shame starts telling you that you're not enough, guess what? You don't have to believe it. You can actually challenge it by asking, where did this story come from? Who gave this to me? Is this even mine to carry? You start to take your power back. You start to separate who you really are from that heavy, heavy weight.
This is such a critical point. This work isn't about just letting your rage run wild, and it's definitely not about wallowing in shame. It's about finding a middle path, a way to honor our feelings without letting them control us. It's about giving them a voice, hearing what they have to say, and then, and this is key, only then, letting them go.
And when you start to listen to your emotions this way, something truly incredible begins to happen.
You're no longer just a victim of how you feel, you become the author of your own story.
I love this quote from the source. It just perfectly captures the constructive power of rage. It's not a weapon for destruction, to burn everything to the ground. It's a tool for construction, a force that helps you build the strong, healthy boundaries you need to protect your own truth and live a life that's actually authentically yours.
And really, this is what it all comes down to. These really difficult feelings, they're not threats, they're invitations. Rage is inviting you to protect yourself. Shame is inviting you to remember that you were born worthy. They are calls to action for your own healing, if you're just brave enough to answer them.
This is the heart of it all. When you change your relationship with your own pain, you change your entire life. You stop living in a story that someone else wrote for you, a story filled with fear and shame and not enoughness, and you begin that sacred journey of finally coming home to yourself.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought. Your emotions, they aren't your enemies. They're your guides. They are the compass that can lead you right back to yourself. You're holding the pen. You are the author of this healing journey. So what story are you going to write next?